G'day everyone and welcome to the Young King Cookson YouTube channel. Got my Melbourne Tigers hat on. I've got my CG43 United top on and I'm ready to go to talk about some NBL basketball. Now we've just seen the NBA All-Star starters have been announced the last couple of days, and I thought, why not announce what I believe the NBL All-Star teams would be if we had an All-Star weekend. The way I've done this is I've got New South Wales and Queensland versus the rest. So Sydney, Illawarra, Brisbane and Cairns versus Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, New Zealand. So first off, I'll start. The best point guard in the league this season and the MVP leading contender so far, Casper Ware Jr. Can shoot from anywhere, can take it to the rack. Great defender for a little fella. At 2 guard, I've got Bryce Cotton. Yeah, Cotton's playing some good ball, so I've got him 2 guard. At the 3, I've got Tariko Watt. He's sort of the barometer for Perth. If he's playing well, Perth are playing well. He had a bit of an off stage during the middle of the season, and so did Perth. He's playing good now, and so Perth. So I've got Tariko White. At the 4, I've got Daniel Johnson. They're definitely their most prolific scorer. His form has been one of the heavy reasons why Adelaide have been playing well lately. At the 5, I believe the best 5 in the league, Sean Long for New Zealand. Gets on the board, blocks shots, dunks everything, freak athletically. 6th man off the bench, I've got Nathan Sobey, who I think pretty unlucky. Like, he's having a really good year. Pretty unlucky that he's got to compete against Casper Ware and Bryce Cotton. But yeah, I definitely think he deserves to make the team. Off the bench, Wiley from Adelaide. He's been a beast this season. I throw up whether I wanted to chuck him or Daniel Johnson, but I thought Daniel Johnson just gets the nod. And yeah, Wiley spent a fair chunk of the season, a few games here and there, coming off the bench anyway. So you know, definitely an all-star in the NBL. But yeah, I had Ty Wesley for New Zealand. I reckon New Zealand's 2nd best player this season. Nick Kay off the bench as well. He's another one that's really stiff not to make a starting spot in this team, but it's tough, you know. A lot of great players, and there's only 5 spots. Mitch McCarron, I think Mitch McCarron's been elite this year. Yeah, McCarron gets in for me. Demetrius Conga didn't start the season, obviously, but he's found his way and he's playing really well with Adelaide, and he's another reason that Adelaide team's starting to play some seriously good ball in the latter stages of the season. You didn't think I was going to leave Chris Goulding out, did ya? Last man off the bench for the Melbourne, Perth, New Zealand, Adelaide team is CG43. What can I say? My favourite player in the world, NBA, NBL. The best Australian never go to the NBA. If you watch NBL and you don't think Chris Goulding's an all-star, are you really watching it properly? So next, with the Sydney, Illawarra, Brisbane, Cairns team. I had, same as what the Eastern Conference have in the NBA with Irving and Kemba. I've gone Randall and Trimble. At the 3, Lamar Patterson. He's the reason Brisbane are looking like a top 4 team the first time in ages. At the 4, I had Todd Blanchfield. Illawarra have been better than I thought they were going to be this year, and I think a lot of that's due to Todd Blanchfield. You could always see, even when he was playing a few years ago back in Melbourne, he had the potential to be really good. He wasn't aggressive enough on the offensive end. Since going to Illawarra and them saying, "You're our star player," he's definitely taken the offensive aggression up a little. And at the 5, Andrew Bogut. Off the bench, first player I had was Cam Glidden. Cam Glidden's been elite this season. I say elite a lot. He's really hurt Melbourne with his 3-point shooting, his decision making, his free throw shooting. He's just a class act, really. Doesn't seem like much gets into his head. I had Kevin Lish. He's done well being looked at as the 3rd option on that team and not taking too much of a backseat, but also not trying to do too much, which you wouldn't think from Kevin Lish. He's a pretty smart player. I also had DJ Newbill. DJ Newbill was a hard selection for me because of how well he played at New Zealand last year and how bad Cairns are doing this year. But Newbill quietly has been having a pretty good season. The thing that I think Cairns got wrong up there was selecting who to go to and when to go to them. I don't know if that's Mike Kelly, obviously coming from Melbourne United and having a Prater, Goulding, Ware offense last season. I thought he would have known how to pick and choose between Trimble, Hall and Newbill a bit better. You know, it's his first season as a head coach. I'm sure he'll get more assertive. I also had Cam Bairstow, who I think's been really good this year. Another one of those players from Brisbane that coming off an injury, and you know, he's just coming in and starting to play really good ball. His jump shot, which we didn't really see much of a jump shot when he was in the NBA with Chicago Bulls, and even his first season with the Bullets, didn't see much of a jump shot. This season he's been hitting the 3-ball, hitting the mid-range shot. But yeah, Matt Hodgson's the other guy I picked, super athletic, been dunking everything. Brian Conklin, I do not like Brian Conklin at all, but he's been pretty solid at Illawarra. Pretty solid. He's been good. Former MVP of the league with Townsville. That was a few years ago now, so coming back and just slotting right in, he brings that aggressiveness that as an opposition fan you just absolutely hate him. But that said, it fires up his team, and he doesn't really care whether he's in an away stadium, where he's at home. He plays the same way, aggressive and annoying. But credit to him, he's a good player and he's having a decent season. And he's another reason why that Illawarra team's doing a lot better than I thought they were going to do. And lastly, I've got Jordan Jett, who just makes the team. I'm actually looking at this, having 3 Illawarra players in, that's pretty, that is pretty something, but actually I don't know if I want Jordan Jett in the team now that I'm looking at this, but yeah, no, stuff it. I wasn't sold on Jordan Jett earlier. His last stint in the NBA, I think he was playing for Townsville as well. He was, in the NBL, when he was playing for Townsville, he was really exciting to watch, and he's doing alright. It's just, since he was in the league last time, the jump shooting of NBL players has increased ridiculously, and he's not a jump shooter, so it's been hard for him to come back into a league that, the jump shooting wasn't elite, but with it, being a heavy 3-point shooting league, which is where basketball and the world basketball is going, he has ended up adapting well for a guy that doesn't have a great jump shot, but yeah, he's obviously really strong, sneaky quick, and he doesn't get faded by too much either. That game against Adelaide, when he took it to the basket over 3 and got the game-winning bucket, no, that sort of changed my opinion. That was very early in the season. That sort of changed the way I was looking at how Jordan was playing. But yeah, that rounds out the team. Let me know who you think would win. So either New South Wales and Queensland, or the rest of the league, Melbourne, Perth, Adelaide, New Zealand. Let me know who would win. Let me know who you think would be the MVP of the All-Star game if they had one. And let me know who I missed out on. If those were the way the teams were selected, who you'd have in for who, and who I'm sleeping on, who I've snubbed. And yeah, thanks for watching everyone. Until next time, see you.